Hey there, odd welcome back to the channel for another figure review, and we are continuing our series of Cang Toys and their Predacon line with KingMini. Sounds like a Disney pun. I'm gonna stop. This is Cang Toys' take on the Predacon Razorclaw, the leader of the Predacons. At the front of the box with Razorclaw in bot mode as the biggest, and in the back of the box with him and beast mode as the biggest. But enough of the box, let's get this out of here. Oh yeah, stuff at the bottom, top, all that good stuff. And let's get Razorclaw right here. This is probably my second favorite of the line because he transforms just as easy as Dive Bomb. The instructions make this overly complicated and when it doesn't have to be. But before we get into the transformation, you guys can get a good look at Razorclaw in the detail. The back of the head does have a clear piece for light piping to give it a good menacing look. So if you have some light behind it, it'll glow pretty well. Let's see if we can get this going really quick. Let's just move this closer and there you go. Pretty nice. Has little markings across his chest, decals on the forearm. It's all pretty nice all around. The joints on this one are just as tight as the joints on the other one, so please be careful. Unless you have some oil for this, then that'll help, but it's not as bad as who's that? Tantrum? Yeah, not as bad as Tantrum. Anyway, let's get into the articulation. And for the sake of the video, I'm going to take these off. They slightly get in the way. And for transformation. But here we go. We do have head articulation. Turn left and right. Look up that far. Look down until his chin touches his chest. Shoulder articulation. And definitely T-pose. There you go. We have upper bicep swivel. Giant elbow, only bends about say a little bit more than 90 degrees, but that's fine. Don't really need much more than that. We do have our wrist swivel. It has a hinge, but the hinge is more so for the transformation than it is for articulation. There we go. We have a waist swivel. All the side skirts do go up. Let's try to get this out the way so we can do that. There we go. So it'll definitely get out of the way for you to get your poses of your kicks and things like that. And speaking of kicks, he can lift his legs forward, and there's the squeaks that far. He does have a double jointed knee, but you have to unlock it. It's clipped inside here and up here. So if you take this off the top, right there, and you take this part out the bottom, you get a knee bend, and nope, okay, never mind. That's as far as the upper one goes. 90 degrees for the knee bend. Let's put that back and lock that back in. That squeaking. We have ankle, oh, that's toe articulation, but we do have ankle pivot and rotation. Also, he does have a thigh swivel. It's a lot bulkier than the other ones. With that being said, it does feel like that limits the articulation a little bit, but it's still pretty poseable. It stands up pretty well. You hold a pose. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can balance this on one foot. Let's see. Yeah, balances on one foot. I think that's pretty neat. I've tried that with the other ones. And speaking of the other ones, let's bring them in before we get this guy changed. So, Razorclaw's here front and center. We have the last review, Dive Bomb, or Fire Mini. We have the one before that, Rampage. No, you were before. You were the first one. And then the one I hate. I hate transforming this one. It sucks. But all of them together looks pretty good. So let's back get a bigger shot. That is pretty nice. They look good together, but he is a lot bulkier than all of them. His mass is pretty big. Unless I expand Dive Bomb's wings, everyone else looks skinny compared to him. But yeah, let's get these guys out and let's get him transformed. Let's start this fun process. So there's a lot of steps in the instructions that tell you to do things with the back and transforming it. It's not necessary. It's really simple. But let's get this going. Tells you to pull these clips up. These aren't actually locked into anything. They just fold upward. Go. And then we're gonna grab this one out. So it says to fold those up 90 degrees. It should be like that. And then it tells you to lean his head back 90 degrees. After you lift the back. It says to unclip this. So all you have to do is just pull that up. And you can get the rest of the motion you need to move his head back. It should be about that far back when you do it. And as you can see, these here are going to hold on to the front piece. So leave that back. You know, bring the arms out so you have access to them. They tell you to unhook these, but they're not hooked into anything. You're gonna want to open the forearm right here, turn his fist, and flip. The entire paw will come forward with it, and then just close this back down. And this is done. Do the same thing to the other side. You're gonna want to pull this up. If you don't have any nails, you could just push this a little, and it might pull it up for you. Or use tweezers. Twist and push. Let's make sure it's twisted correctly. Alright. That'll fold right in. Close that down, and you are all set. So the front legs are fairly simple. And if you want, you can bend these into place for it to be crouched. And you're all set. The head, I'm gonna wiggle this forward off of the joint that the clip is connected into. And as you see, the Predacon head is there for the full transformation, which will be, you know, at a later point. It tells you to fold this up and get these clips in here. It doesn't tell you exactly how well to move it, but once you get it the first time, you should be fine for any time afterwards. These little we're not really mushroom pegs, but these little clips here, these hinges will clip into this here, and it'll hold this in place. You just have to get it lined up, and that might be tricky, but don't give up. See? Push that forward. They'll clip in. They'll clip in. They don't want to clip in. Oh, yeah, I should probably leave that down. Oh, let's move this out the way. Let's try this again. There you go. And those are clipped in. That's secured. You can lift his head up now if you want, but I wouldn't recommend that because we're not done. Easiest part of the transformation would be the legs. So they tell you to rotate these 180 to get this part ready. Unlock the knee from the inside. This peg is pegged inside here. Pulling it down is rather easy. Do it for both sides. And then you just rotate these for 180. And the lion feet are pretty much all set. Now to get to the rest of this, we're going to move these out 45 degrees, and I'm going to show you what I mean by they tell you unnecessary movements. They tell you to move this out 45, then turn it, then move it back. You don't really need to do all that. Anyway, move those out. You can now pull this back piece out. Pull this out, and this completely rotates 180. You're going to straighten it and twist. Then you have access to the tail, which you can now completely fold out. And then this part here is now going to connect up here. But before we do that, let's get the shoulder cannons partially into place. Also, quick note, the instructions don't tell you this, but the arms here, which you can't really see, this joint here, these move completely down. And they do not tell you this. Move those completely down. It's a weird motion you have to do. So I recommend turning the arm completely up and then moving it down so that's in place, and then you can bend this to how you need it. Do the same thing for the other side. And there we go. And that's to give you clearance inside here to bring everything on top down. So now that that's set, we're gonna turn the lion head up and we're gonna turn the cannons sideways. So we have clearance for the head. We're gonna fold this back. Oh no, I did that wrong. Wait a minute. Let's keep this straight first. And we're gonna move this forward. This does lock into place. The head on the front does not lock into place. But once you're done, you're gonna lift the entire mechanism back. These will be at the side. It looks a little ridiculous, but I promise you, it'll be fine. So it tells you to go like this, turn these, and then get everything all situated. You don't really need to do that much. These need to be up. Oh, no, that's the instructions right. It seemed a lot more complicated when I did it at first and felt unnecessary, but this is pretty simple to do. These are going to turn, and then this has to stay up like this. That's cannon number 1, and that's cannon number 2. The instructions make this take so much longer just to get these into a simple position like this. Oh, I forgot one of the steps. So one of the steps for this wants you to lock this in, this entire mechanism. So we're going to show this. These two thigh pieces connect together to lock the hind legs together, and then this back piece here, these clips go into the orange part of the thighs. That was a weird verb. So those lock in. And then the entire section is now sturdy and locked together, but it limits your articulation with the hind legs. You can still move each one individually, but if you want a wider stance, you can't do that. So I recommend if you're going for articulation while they're in animal mode, leave this unlocked, you know, just kind of down. And there you go. You can get wider stances without sacrificing anything. But here we have him in beast mode, and he looks pretty good. I think I prefer his beast mode more than his robot mode. Let's move that tail down a bit. And as you see, the articulation for the tail. The cannon's articulation. They range up and down. I don't believe they rotate this way. No, not this way. Only when they're the other way. But you can aim them to the side for some reason if you wanted to. Or like this. However you want. I've seen something somewhere saying these things, aside from me saying it the one time, these things look like Transformers cross Gundams, and they definitely do look like they've been crossed with Gundams. But here we have Razorclaw in beast mode. It looks pretty good, and you can't see it as much as I can in person, but the light really shines on this thing. Really nice gold to him. I think these are phenomenal. I cannot wait to put this entire thing together. Before I do, the clips we took off earlier do go back on his sides to complete the look. They have a small peg here. Let's get this focus. And it just pegs into his shoulder here. Oh, more weapons. That is the wrong way. There we go. Awesome. You do need these side pieces for another part of the bots. I'll show that right now before we bring in the other ones to see how they all look together in their beast modes. But this guy's cool. Does have articulation in the paw, does move. You can hinge it up and down. Legs can come in and out. Now, cat motions. Not very much more to go to the articulation other than that. Anyway, let's pop these off. Move them to the side. Show you guys this one. So all we do is connect these together. They are hinged in proper spots, so you can't mess this up even if you tried. That's the body. And then you take the hands that come from Dive Bomb and Rampage, and what you're going to want to do is just slide these on. And now we have our little crab Decepticon. Don't have a name for them, but they included a gimmick for everything to be part of some type of creature for the Predacons. And I think that's pretty neat. The bigger version has a better transformation. It actually looks way more like a crab. But hey, they tried, and it looks pretty good. Obviously, if you look at it from underneath, you know it's just hands. But what can you ask for? Seeing how we have him, we're gonna leave him here. We're gonna get the other ones transformed. We'll be right back. So now we're gonna bring in everybody transformed. Here is, I forgot his name again already. I don't know why I forgot his name. Razorclaw. And now that Razorclaw is here, we have Tantrum, the annoying one to transform. Rampage. And I should probably move all these guys forward some. Right? Right. So we can get Dive Bomb in here in his massive wingspan. Yeah. Okay, you can't really see Dive Bomb, so I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. Will this work? It worked. Just gonna. Yep. Dive Bomb. Cool. I'll move these guys out the way. That works. I'm gonna close up Dive Bomb's wings real quick so we can actually get a closer shot of everybody together. But while I'm doing this, you can see that Razorclaw has quite a big size difference between all of them. I mean, excluding Dive Bomb's wingspan, Razorclaw so far is the biggest. There we go. We closed up Dive Bomb's wings. So let's try to get up in here. Well, we closed them up as best we could. That doesn't really work. So we're gonna go like this and move everyone down ever so slightly. And then we're going to pull this back, and we got a better shot. This is gonna get annoying when I have to get the others in here. It's gonna be a massive shot. But anyways, they all look great together. And so far we have the chest, the left arm, the right arm, and the left leg. So all we have left is the other leg and the waist skirt. Even though there should be a waist skirt, there is. As you know, random 6th Predacon. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I know I've been enjoying doing them. These two are my favorites so far, followed by this one, not so much, but let's see if that changes. Transforming him is getting easier, so I'm not gonna keep ragging on him that much. And I know I said I wasn't gonna do this all together again anymore, but changed my mind. Might as well finish it out. Oh, and I almost forgot. The little crab friend. You can sit on top of him. There we go. Yeah. The hands. Wow, this is going pretty well. And when this guy's all put together, it's gonna be great. I'm pretty sure it stands like 12, maybe 13 inches tall. Can't wait to get to that point. But for now, we're gonna wrap this up and call this a day. Move everybody out. Get one last good look at Ravenclaw, because this thing really does look good. Especially when the light hits it in the light piping. You can get the shading in the eyes, because right now it looks like power down. But that looks great. Oh, I can't wait to get the rest of them all together and have this guy transform. And by get the rest of them all together, I mean I have them. I just have to take the time to record. So, yeah, you guys look forward to that. Hope you all are, as much as I am. This thing looks good. No, it's not Gundams and Transformers. This is more Zoids and Transformers, especially this one. This looks like a Liger. What? Razorclaw? Rampage? Tantrum? And Dive Bomb. We are getting ever closer to making Predacon. So close. Just 3 more videos, right? Catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this one, and get these guys if you can. I don't know where to tell you to get them from now, if they're still available anywhere, but get them while you can. Check Big Bad Toy Store, check Show Store Z, check Mercari like I did and buy them from someone. Just check around. Oh, AliExpress, yeah, definitely check them too. Hope you guys can get your hands on them, and I'll see you in the next one. Kitty kitty meow meow. Bar. So I'm back after the end of the last video to show you guys I forgot something doing his review. His weapons. He has a hammer. He has a gun. These both combine with the other stuff to make bigger stuff. You guys will see that in the last video that comes out with Predacon. Okay, bye.